Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We're back for our round 11 coverage of IRC F1 series. Back at it again after a week's break. I've got with me a four-time World Driver Championship Manolo baby, and yeah, say hi.
Hey guys, what's up?
Awesome. So we're a little late to the action, so let's just dive right into it. We will walk you through all the nitty-bitties of the championship so far. Just let's get it right into the action, though.
But actually, before we start, just to update you on what's happened in the first 5 minutes of the session, we've actually had a horse which has been disqualified, and it's just a shame because Rand has had some terrible luck with the F1 game, and the streak of bad luck continues. He spun out at the exit of turn one and blocked the pit lane temporarily, and the game gave him an immediate disqualification for that. So it's a shame to see a glitch destroying somebody's quali.
Yep, happens to the best of us. Just one turnaround and that's curtains because you're in a very awkward position to get out of the way and still not to probably trouble the game too much. And but unfortunately, he was on the wrong side of the law and unfortunately was disqualified. Having
Outside
said,
of the track, but yeah.
yeah, my bad. So Wilson G just started here, finished his first flying lap. Red Devil is showing his great show of pace so far again in provisional P1 as of right now. So yeah, walk me through the grid, Mara.
Well, people are just starting to finish their first flying laps. I think these are these are definitely banker laps. But as we say that, so the two
Today
of the
you're in
fastest
full
drivers
stream.
on the grid are beginning their attempt for pole, which are both War Vortex, who's come ending sector one, and about 3 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc. So we may see the pole lap by Red Devil, which is a 104.0, being overturned in the next 40 seconds approximately.
Let's see. I have made a, a boo boo, if you will, because I've been in the wrong scene for the beginning part of the coverage. So apologies, audience, but now we are back on the right scene. I seem to have lost touch, but yeah, now you can definitely see who is where. So Day is on his first flying lap. He's doing a second flying lap.
And that looks like it's going to be pole for Vortex for now, and provisional pole.
Yep,
Madhav is right behind him on track, and he crossed the line with a 104.3. That's really not a representative time
slow start maybe.
by the championship leader. But well, War Vortex is back and pumping, so we never know if Madhav will retain the same pace advantage that he had in the last race, which he was completely dominant in France.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But it's good to see finally a Red Bull out of both tiers, finally putting in a good performance so far. Piyush Gandhi, our challenger and our most recent addition to Tier 2, um, has put in an amazing lap of 103.8, so no slouch there.
I've actually done a couple of unranked sessions with Piyush, and I think he's got a ton of potential. The first time I raced with him, I think I was definitely wondering whether he'd make a good tier one or a tier two driver. But I guess the fight's on to Madhav now. He's got to answer with the new answer to the new talent, to the return of War Vortex. So let's see how Madhav handles this.
Yeah, absolutely. Things are spicing up in the second half of the season, so yeah, do not go anywhere.
Yep.
Ah,
Another update on the grid, we have Wilster G returning to the fray. He did take part as the reserve in a couple of league races. I think a couple in tier one and a couple in tier two as well. But he's back on the grid now. Sits in P14, but I think we know he's capable of better than that.
Piyush Gandhi goes ahead with a second flying lap and improves by around 2 tenths, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And he goes
Yep.
on to pole position.
Yeah. It's surprising that he chose to do 2 laps on the mediums because on the soft tires because there certainly will be severe degradation um, if this progresses. And I don't think the telemetry is working.
Is it?
for the tire wear on your screen?
It could very well be only for this driver. Please correct
Yeah,
me if I'm
yeah.
wrong. Yeah.
Red Devil also does. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's only for the drivers who have telemetry as private, which is a shame. We would have loved to see the wear on Piyush Gandhi's tires, but well, that's part of the mystery for us.
Are we now the end of his first flying lap?
He's second flying lap.
My bad. Yep. So he
Keeps
had
it clean
a.
for the final few corners, which is easy to. He does a 1:03.8. Okay, so he stamps his authority on the front part of the grid, which he already has done, but he's still a tenth and a half of Piyush Gandhi. So, what are your predictions on quali from what you've seen so far? Kapil?
Oh man, I had initially before the session started, I thought Shadow was going to run away with this, but now I don't know. I think Wilster G, now that he's back after his long hiatus, might bring it out. But then again, looking at the progression of this entire session, BK 19 with now fastest lap. So honestly, it's anybody's game right now because this championship is so competitive right now.
Yeah, the track seems to be evolving incredibly quickly because people are now improving by quite a margin. I think you're nearing that 5 minute marker for the optimal track conditions.
Yeah.
Is there any idea on the race weather?
It will be out probably. I don't know. We'll know soon enough at the formation lab. So yeah, that's all what
Yeah,
we can say. But Rebel going really deep into turn three.
I think that's let the Alpha Tauri go.
Yep,
Control.
yep. Definitely could be the
That is
case.
extremely fair and clean driving by Rebel. But going on board with Chris by, is he a reserve? Because I think he was in the Renault last week, or not week before
Yep,
last.
he is still a challenger. He's only been back for a race or two, so we still haven't given him a seat back. But he was one of the prime contenders last season, so it's really great to see that he's done with all his exams and now he's back to fight for the crown once again.
And even with limited practice, he was running in P2 for a majority of the race. Oh, and he's value snap. That's a shame. But he was running in P2 for a majority of the race last week.
Yep, as
The
no
week
no
before last. Sorry. Yeah. Keep
no
getting me
question
wrong.
about his prowess on the F1 game. Still getting into terms with his new wheel, but yeah, still great showing so far. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm actually quite happy that he's sorry. I wasn't very happy that he upgraded the wheel, and for most people I would be, but he had the most unique driving style on the planet.
Yep.
I'm a little sad to see that go. I mean, it would have been you could make a documentary on it.
Absolutely. I don't know. It was very. I don't know. When it came to the final decision to give the wheel, it wasn't as straightforward because that diversity factor of our league to have a controller and mouse player. I don't know. I just thought that his passion for racing was really standing out, and he's kind of already at the I mean, he's reaching the limits of his current setup. So I just had to give it to him, man. So yeah, Piyush now on his I believe second run. Yeah, putting in a decent lap so far. Let's see where he goes.
Yep. Um, he's actually gone slower in the first two sectors, and I think that's because he's on his in lap. So yeah. But either way, I mean, about 2 minutes ago, the fastest lap was 1:03.8, and people are just incrementally getting quicker and quicker. Track evolution, the conditions do look a bit overcast today, so the track may be evolving slower than normal, where it takes a little while to get some rubber down or even to the tarmac.
Yeah, very well could be the case. Or it could be the case like in Portimao where the conditions are so cold and you have this very opposite effect and it could be all unpredictable, but that's just how. I mean, it could it could be the case as well. Maybe Codemaster doesn't care about the weather condition and just has set for a certain amount of track evolution over time. We never know. But yeah, everyone's back into the pits. Wilster G and VK19 have gone out.
Wilster, I don't think has remembered to change his tires because he is doing his third lap after pitting on the same tire.
Yeah, yeah, interesting strategy,
But
but
that
it looks
being
to
said,
be that.
he's matched his previous lap time after two sectors, and he's about to cross the line. So let's stay on board with him just to see whether he can improve on that 103.6. I
But
don't
he
think so,
does
but
not.
he does not. But I don't think that's because it was in a better lap. It was definitely a better lap. His tires are now 4 laps old. They would have lost quite a bit of performance.
Yeah, that's a very interesting strategy by him, and I don't think he has enough time to run around.
I
So
think
that,
it's a mistake.
yeah,
That's all.
severe miscalculation. But anyways, BK19 is going to start his final flying lap. Red Devil is just ahead of him. So let's see what times these two bring out. Getting a
So,
nice handy slipstream from Dawn. That's going to help a lot.
so Kapil, what do you think is the window? So, if let's say you're, and if you look at real life, then you tend to trail a car trail a car in front by about 1.5 seconds to get to be in the optimal window range for the dirty and not to affect you in the corners, but to get a nice pull on the straights. What do you think is that window for? I'm sure there's some window for the same in the game. So, what do you think that gap window is?
I can't be too sure. If Masum was with us, he'd probably give us the more accurate number. But I think it's not as much as the real F1, and could just be probably a second gap. That's from what my experience is. What I'm not the one to be asking here. But anyways, a lot of invalidations across the board. Chris Buys about to finish his lap. Will he be starting another one? Casing the edge of the track there. Let's
I
see.
was a bit shocked that wasn't invalidated.
Yep.
But that's a 103.6. He pushes his car up to P5 on the grid. Incredible late lap under pressure by last year's championship contender. So, brilliant job, Chris.
Yep, absolutely. Having said that, Shalalurk is about to start his lap, or I think he's going to make use of the glitch where.
No, I think he can get around. It's 20 seconds. The entire lap is one. So he can get around.
Yeah, okay. Very nice.
We had a Renault retire at the exit of turn 1. I think we missed some incident, but a Renault has retired on the exit of turn 1.
Yeah, could have been an invalidation and retirement consequently, but that's not the safest way to retire.
I don't think he's done that. I think it's just because that is a very iffy traction zone. I certainly struggle over there.
Oh, Texas
Oh,
lost it, and he is out of here. That's
that-
unfortunate for him.
we just got that. Oh, but Red Devil is now up to P2 on the grid. Was he? Did
He
he
was
improve
always
or was
P2, but he hasn't improved. He started his last flying lap, made a mess of it at the end of turn
Can you
1.
go on board with Madhav? I think he's in sector 2 right now,
Yep.
and he is 3/10 off P1. What is happening, Madhav? This is a very uncharacteristic performance by the Williams driver.
Trying to crack under the pressure, that's not so characteristic from him. Maybe taking it easy considering the massive lead that he's got, but going to cross the line, will be one of the last person to do so, and he does not improve. Damn, that's a shame. But anyway, the Ferrari boys, well, Abis dropped out of his lap, and Harry Rocks, no, he's definitely dropped out of his lap as well. So I believe that is it. Yep, that's the end of qualifying. Vortex in his second run, putting up a great lap of 103.5, and that's pole position for the Red Bull man. Let's take a breather.
Yep.
Because
That qualifying really flew by.
definitely.
Oh, that interesting line on. Is
That's
it Vortex's tire?
That
First,
is GG collision model. Yep.
so I think that he probably flew off the pit building, and just fell in the pit lane. Not be clear yet.
He just really wanted to go home and had enough of overtakes, so it took the short way.
Not a good day for Red Bulls today, is it?
Not for the car, but for definitely for the driver.
Oh yes, he still manages to sit pretty on in pole position. Was what do you think that was a tactic to bring out the yellow flags just to uh
Well,
just
if that was the case, he definitely failed in that regard. Yeah.
yeah, we're joking. That doesn't happen in the game. Drivers don't have to slow down in quali, or they don't have to slow down unless there's a dedicated safety car.
Hui. Let's just
Please
kind
excuse
of
me for a second. Yeah, okay. Hold the fort for a few minutes. I'll just be back. Sorry.
sure. So it's actually a little not the best of qualifying for both Alfa Romeo and McLaren. They're sitting quite far behind in P14 and P15. Great showing from the Alpha Tauri team. Very similar to today's GP, if I may add. So Wilster G is definitely back. He's looking sharper as ever in that P3. But Red Devil maintaining that consistency that he's had over the last two races, and he's still in P2. So that's good. He's really on that charge back to the front of the pack, and yeah, he's definitely a contender for tonight's race.
But if I may talk about Red Devil, I think his pace in quali has been good consistently through the season, but he does face a few incidents or issues during the race. What do you think um, he needs to improve on to start competing against the likes of War Vortex and Madhav on a more regular basis on a full, or rather over the course of an entire race?
Think he just needs to stay calm. I believe, at least from the mentality that I've seen over the last few races, that he just throws the kitchen sink way too early, and that causes him to do a couple of silly mistakes, and that's really costing him in the championship. But I have seen that he's become a little more mature over the course of the season itself. So let's really hope that he knocks it out of the park tonight.
Couldn't agree more. I think it's high time we see somebody with his pace, probably on the top step. But War Vortex will not make it easy for them because easy for anyone because he is a good driver.
Yeah. In the meantime, let's have a look at our real hot lap from
Today you're in
Maranello
for a
Baby. We
treat
did
because
miss
one of the
that.
most delicious driving styles of Maranello Baby is going to take us around the Austrian Grand Prix circuit today. Braking just before the 50-meter board, carrying maximum speed through T1, fifth gears, you saw him doing that, opening up the gears and the DRS through this section. Turn 2, not really a turn, more like a feeder for turn 3. Braking before the 50-meter board, down to third gear, short shifting up the gears. Yeah, I thought he was going to late shift through there. Now we're going to carry a lot of speed through 4, which is then going to jump us into 5. As you can see, braking before 50-meter board, trying to avoid the speed that will take you through the gravel trap of 4. Flat out through 5, hugging the right hand side, which then feeds you onto 6. Single apex, jumping onto this section, going really fast, taking maximum speed through 7, 6th gear, flat out through 8, already on 7th gear. Really late shift to 8th over here, but keeps it through 8th. Jumps down 1 gear for 9. That's your 7th gear through 9. And then another gear down for the turn 10 as Maranello shows us what it is or what it takes to set such a good hot lap around the Austrian Grand Prix circuit.
Blistering lap from the man himself. Still, people are slowly reading up. So, just walk us through some of the nitty-gritty stuff from your lap in Austria. What do the racers have to look out for, especially over the course of the entire
Yeah.
race?
So I think that this on this track you do tend to have to use the curbs on acceleration, which doesn't make it very easy. And the acceleration on the after the hairpin of turn 3 or the even turn 1 acceleration, you have to use it. They are very tricky traction zones. One is off camber, one is on the curbs. But more importantly, drivers do have to look out for track limits a lot because there are several inconsistencies on this track.
Especially turn one, right? So, what's the preferred strategy for tonight?
Last, I mean, at least last night, the strategy was soft to mediums, but soft to hards. But The safety car did play into it. I hope we see a few safety cars just to throw something into the mix. But yes, we are looking at a simple one-stop strategy, either mediums to softs or hards to softs or softs to hards or softs to mediums. You could see a lot of variation. And funnily enough, the performance of the hard and medium tires are very close together on this track. It's very easy to get the hards up to temps, and once you do, brilliant tires to work with.
And what is the pit window for our boys? If this were to
Um,
start on probably the soft tire.
well, you're looking at a pit window of about lap 11 or 12 to 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be what I would do.
Interesting. So Ferrari boys, good mediocre performance I would say, considering the fighting for the championship P7 and P8. But Williams having a torrid time P9 and the other guy not even showing up tonight. So not looking too good for them. But having said that, yeah, everything to play for. If Vortex can pull it out and pull it off, this would be an amazing victory for Red Bull because they've just been absolutely terrible during the race all season long. So it's really high time for them to have a good performance finally.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. But as we say that, my anticipation is peaked. The drivers are lining up on the grid, and we are about to see whether the drivers can keep it clean. It's actually a fairly tough turn one to keep it clean because you go from a very wide start finish straight to, and you're kind of it's kind of a bottleneck at turn one. So hopefully the drivers can keep it clean, but we may see a reshuffling of the order quite a bit. That being said, drivers are lined up and ready to go, and the 5 lights are going out. We'll see a short lag, so I'm going to keep talking to maintain the anticipation. But the drivers are off the grid finally. War Vortex has a blistering start. But Wilster G immediately jumps Red Devil. Red Devil on the inside, off an Alpha Tauri BK19. Ferrari and Red Bull going. Wilster G's out. He has spun it on the exit of turn one. Meanwhile, it's a 3 wide moment for a Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes, like we would want to see in real life. But a Mercedes is backed off, wheel to wheel for the two Ferraris, and respectful racing. Oh, and not just that, Harry Rocks parks it on the apex to make sure that Abhi 17 is unchallenged going into turn 4. Good job, Abhi. Good job, Harry.
Yep, Alpha Tauri Chris by making a couple of moves on the lead lap and he's moved all the way up to P4. Alpha Tauri, the boys, is running away with it. But having said that, this Wilson unfortunately might have some damage. Abarpan is dropping down the field, but a great start from Vortex. He's already got an almost 1.6 second gap to the car in P2. So great start from him.
Yep. Could you just turn on the position change graphic or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to just see who are the biggest gainers of the first lap, and Thermo, the other Red Bull, supporting his teammate up 4 positions into the points in P7, and some of the bigger Rant bounced back from his disappointing quali. But as we say that, I'm going to pause on the position change because the McLaren and Alpha Tauri really weaving on the straight.
It was
And there's
really
huge
late,
contact.
smashes him off the circuit. Shalala unfortunately caught in the kerfuffle, but he sticks it around the outside. Wilster G wants to get back on this and capitalize on the situation, but no, he stays where he is. A lot of late braking there and a punt from Faizan for good measure. Shalala goes wide and is trying to lose position. There's going 3 wide and Faizan luckily keeps it on track and does not spin out. But Rant, unknowing of the poor exit that Shalala gets, smashes to the back of him and gets a little bit of damage. That's really unfortunate for him. But then having said that, Shalala and Faizan are going side by side into sector 3. Faizan gets the move done. That's a fantastic move by him.
Elbows out, but very, very fair racing. I think Madhav over there, Shalala, did not kept on getting hit from behind. He wasn't able.
Oh, Piyush Gandhi goes, spins out after T1, not getting the traction that he gets, and he smashed his front wing and is slowly coming back into the circuit. That's really unfortunate for him. Shalala, on the other hand, taking a back seat, still on the back of Faizan. Faizan making great charge so far, moving up into P9 already.
But Soham Bey gets a switchback, and he is side by side with Faizan. But is he out of ERS? Can you turn on the telemetry, please?
Yeah, just a second. All dummy mistakes tonight.
That's fine. That's fine. Uh, Soham, they had a full bank of ERS. Why did Faizan get ahead? How did Faizan get ahead?
I don't know. Maybe just taking it really easy. Don't finally making a move or just cementing his overtake on. I'm not too sure, but the Ferrari boys are on a charge, and both of them have made their way through thermo. Great start from him, but those medium tires are not up to scratch right now because those soft tires are still having the advantage at the moment. But Shaluluk now on the back of Soham Day. He's taking it easy, he's preserving his ERS, getting ready for that bounce with the DRS open and that ERS deployed into overtake. It's going to be an easy
But
move.
little does he know, Soham has DRS and a whole almost 100% ERS as well. So it's not going to be as easy of an overtake. But that being said, the championship leader almost gets a switch back down, but Soham gets a great exit on the curves, which is not easy to do at all.
Yeah, it's great battling right there because they're all confident about the car position and the driving that they're doing. So it really is a great thing to look at multitude of lines and everyone getting them spot on. So
Yeah.
the standing order remains. Having said that, Mr. G has moved back up into P7. He's got away from the pack and is already back onto the back of the Ferrari. So he's just found some tense space right now. Having said that, Shaluluk is so close, really needs to get out of this DRS train and back onto the lead group. Faizan gets a 3-second time penalty, but is not healthy, and he's driving away on those hard compound tires. That's great stuff there, and the battle soars on. Someday, unfortunately, not getting the best of exits, tries to go on the inside, but Dawn 29 closes the door on Someday, and that's a lot of contact, and that is the front wing loss for
That's a
Someday.
lot of damage.
Yeah, that's a real shame considering all that clean battling that took place. It's a big shame for the Alfa Romeo driver.
I know the Renault driver did look like he shut the door on Soham, but we'll have to talk to the drivers after the race to see what really went down. Could we jump on board with in the battle for P3? I think there's a train of 3 cars. Yep. So I think Chris Bai is leading the likes of Red Devil and Abhi. I don't know what happened, but Red Devil seemed to drop back 2 positions, or did I miss something there?
Um, don't know. Looks to be the same. Oh wait, Red Devil, yeah, he was in P2, but yeah, the Alpha Tauri boys have gone all the way into the podium position. This is a bit of a problem. Does he have damage, Red Devil?
I want to point out this is an entire Honda powered podium right now.
Is the telemetry on?
I'm not able to see any damage for Red Devil. I think his telemetry may still be private. We should. What do you say? Do you think we should slap a sporting regulation penalty on them?
Um,
It's not a technical regulation penalty, not a sporting regulation. Sorry.
let's see after the race because Faizan unfortunately gets overtaken by Shaluluk. He's on those 5-lap old hard tires, but he's had a great start so far. Keeping out of trouble, keeping his car clean. So yeah, I think he'd be probably the standout performer in the beginning of the race.
Yep. In fact, I think this actually works out very well for Faizan because he's just started the start from the straight where he should. Oh God, no. Madhav opened up 4 tenths on the one corner, but if he's able to get back into DRS of Madhav, he can get pulled along on those hard compound tires, and Madhav, and then his race is sorted because when he comes out after his pit stop, he will be primed to get ahead of cars. But that being said, Red Devil gets his elbows out on the inside of Chris Bai, kind of showing Chris Bai who's boss. But Chris Bai comes back down the inside and gets the position back. This is incredibly respectful and brilliant racing by the two drivers.
Yep, and all of this fighting is helping Avi 70, and now he's into the battle for P2 as well. This is some really spicy stuff. But having said that, more overtakes is having none of this, and he's just flying away with a 5.6 gap right now after 8 laps. So great drive from him so far.
Yep. I thought things would cool down and we'd get a catch and break, but turns out things are just heating up as the race progresses.
Yeah.
Can we jump on board with Monk? Oh, you are. Sorry. Monk is probably going to go for a move on up and down the home stretch because he is filled up on ERS. He is closing in on that Mercedes, and maybe not the optimal line into turn 1, but it's slightly uphill, so DRS will play even more of an effect. So he goes down the inside of the Mercedes. Can the Mercedes defend? It does not look like it. He's ahead before the braking zone, and it's an easy move. But this is back-to-back DRS straight, so if Varpan has a good exit, which he has, it's nothing is set in stone yet. But Monk does seem to be deploying his ERS and to stay ahead of the Mercedes. So great overtake by the Alpha.
Indeed. Having said that, Ferrari is so much closer at the end of this lap. He was almost 3/10 at the end of sector 2, and this guy is on a charge and he's really back. Ferrari boys really do shine on race day here in Tier 2, and today is turning out to be no exception to that. But
On board with Chris Pye, I think he has a better chance of making overtake down because of the DRS straight. Let's see if he can. I know this seems he's not close enough, but can he do it into the second straight?
Maybe, yeah. Oh, there was an overtake there. My apologies. Could have missed that, but no showing yet. There's a bit of argy-bargy between the Alpha Tauri boys, and Red Devil's going to take the opportunity and move back into P3, but no, Chris Pye hangs around the outside and keeps that move. That was sensational driving there from him.
Does he seem to be taking corners faster while going wheel to wheel than when he's actually?
I don't know. He's probably powered by the competition around him. He's probably sucking the life force away from the racing point when he's closer to him, like a parasite. So it's very interesting tactics there from him.
I forget interesting tactics. That's one of the best. That's one of the best recoveries I have ever seen in my sim racing career. So brilliant job, Chris. Red Devil, I think, would go down the inside. No, he chooses to actually sit pretty behind the Alpha Tauri, trying to depend on a good exit. But Chris Pye, as we've seen throughout the last few laps, is brilliant on the throttle. So getting him into turn 4 is going to be quite difficult.
Having said that, Someday with his damage is sticking it out there. He's lost both end plates. Can you see what kind of damage he has?
Yeah, I mean, there's no telemetry for him, but it's clear that he's got heavy damage.
What's going on with the telemetry tonight? I really apologize for that. But Dawn29 is trying to make his move stick on Someday, but he is not giving up. They are going side by side into turn 4. There's a bit of contact just for good measure because that's a bit of karma back at Dawn. But having that great exit, Dawn is unfortunately not going to make it stick. And he's and yeah, with another bit of frightening late overtaking there, late braking there by Dawn, the move is switched back into Soamday's favor. Very, very, very interesting. The Red Devil is really close, pushes Chris Pye wide into turn 3. It's a bit of very risky move, if you will. But he's going to take the advantage. He's going to try to go around the outside into turn 4. They've been doing this for a couple of laps right now, but this time around, Red Devil seems to have a little bit of an edge. But having said that, Chris Pye is not backing out, but has to concede for the first time in 3 attempts. So Red Devil moves back into P3, getting some really bad oversteer and an exit out of there. So will Abhi try to make the move? Nope. But having said that, look at the ERS that Chris Pye and his competitors around him have. So Red Devils going really strong with 76%, but Chris Pye on the other hand has really had to push so far. It only has 30% to go. And Abhi on the other hand, with his fantastic strategic The mindset right now has over 80%, so he is in an amazing position right now. But having said that, Chris By is not backing down. He's not going to give Red Devil any breathing space. And he goes right into the back of him, smashing it wide and taking the position for good measure. Oof, really, really spicy there. So Dave pits early on lap 12. Will he go on to the medium tires? I'm not too sure, but he did have that wing damage that did hamper him. So it's a good time for him to be making the pit stop. But having said that, Rambo goes down the inside, Stone thinking of a switchback, but does not have a good enough exit. And Rambo moves up to P11. Oh, more battling between Red Devil and Chris By. Chris By said, I've had enough. You know what? It's time for me to pit. I'm losing time here because BK19 is driving away right now. And he, along with a B17, are the next ones to pit at lap 13 of this Grand Prix. Vortex having commanding pace so far. He's got a lot of ERS and over 8 seconds of a gap that he's pulled out so far. So great showing from him. Shallow luck, not a bad start. As in he did start P8. Not the best of starts for him. But then he still kept it alive. And he's now hunting down Thermo. The second RB for P5. Thermo having a great race so far. With starting on medium tires all the way out in P13, P14. And made his way all the way to P5, staying out of trouble. So, an amazing race for Red Bull so far. Really do not want to jinx it being a tier 1 driver from the same team, but it's been going absolutely fantastic so far. BK19, the other Alpha Tauri, has pitted. So, let's see his game on. And show is Shallow Luck. He's also pitting in for right now, but Thermo staying out there. Great battling so far. So BK19 will come out in P5. Wow, that's a bit of a gap, if I may say so, to the rest of the group. Because Faizan is right on the back of him, but unfortunately cannot get the move done.
I don't think Faizan necessarily want to get the move done because as long as he doesn't get held up, he's making good time. He's getting pulled along by runners on the medium compound tires. And Abhi's on fresh hard, so everyone in front of him is on optimal tires. So maybe not taking or not going for an overtake would be useful for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point you brought up there. But interesting split strategy between our top runners right now. BK19 going on to the medium tires, and he'll have to do what, 22 laps, 21 laps on those mediums. But B17 going for that safer option. Red Devil finally pits, being the last out of these three in the second group chasing the leader. But having said that, B17 did close the gap down to BK19, but he's on that hard tire, so it'll be a little bit of a stretch for him to overtake BK right now. But over the due course of the race, if he stays in that DRS crucial 1 second zone, he might very well have a chance for the win. But having said that, Red Devil does not have the best of entries or outlap, because he's come out almost 3 seconds, not 3, almost 4.5 seconds behind B17. So that's really hampered his outlap and his strategy, because he's gonna have to make up all that time again. But one good thing in his favor is that he has 1 lap fresher tires. So Monk and Shallow Luck now battling it again. I believe they might have had a tussle in the beginning of the race, but Shallow Luck has done his single pit stop on the hard tire, also playing it safe tonight. But yeah, he's just under 3.5 seconds from Chris By, so he's had a great outlap after this. I think I seem to be getting mixed up with in-laps and out-laps right now, so you'll have to forgive me on my grammar. But Harry Rocks is so close to Vortex. That is, however, not going to stick out for so long, because Harry Rocks still hasn't pitted. and Vortex has. So just looking at that gap Vortex just pulled out in that first stint, and to come out in the net lead, this man has a commanding lead over the race right now, and he's just going to be running away from it with it.
And he's on the freshest tires of all. So if anything, he's just that lead is just going to get better and better and better. And if you could you go on board with Vortex? I want to see if he has any penalties, because that's pretty much the only thing which can throw his race. And he's got no penalties either. This is turning out to be a masterful drive from the Red Bull.
Yeah, well, looks like it's P1 and 2 for the Red Bull boys. I can't even imagine this happening in Tier 1, but it has happened in Tier 2. But it may not last very long, but Tomo so far has done an amazing job keeping it clean where it matters, when it matters. So let's see where he comes out, because he'll definitely be on those softer tires to the end of the race. Let's see if he can make up that ground between the chasing pack. But
and guess who we have with us? We have another Austria specialist with us. We have Black Sheep, who has just joined us in the commentary box. I'm not sure. Hey, Black Sheep.
Yes, I have joined.
So, have you been watching the race? What do you think so far?
I have literally just tuned in. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, awesome. For everyone who's just tuned in, let's give you a quick summary. Vortex qualified on pole, just pitted, and we were just passing the first phase of pit stops. We're seeing a lot of split strategies between the hards and mediums. So it'll be interesting how that plays out towards the end. In fact, what do you think, actually? Which is the optimal strategy? The soft to mediums or the soft to hards?
I think soft to medium is probably a little bit better. I remember you. I mean, you probably had the best first-hand experience of this yesterday, right? Because you were battling it out with Myth, and you guys were on the exact same two different strategies: soft to mediums versus hards. What's surprising was Myth was able to really keep up quite quickly in those initial stages. I would have expected his tires to sort of kick in a bit later.
Yep, and I think it's again the same behavior with Abhi and BK19 today, where Abhi is holding on to BK19 with the same with the harder compound tires. So, do you actually? I think that the difference between mediums and hards in terms of pace is not too much. It's actually It's actually showing to be quite an equal tire. In fact, considering the durability of it, it's probably a better race tire.
Okay, I agree. I think so.
Yeah, but either way, BK19 has overtaken Thermo. Thermo has had an incident in Sector 3. That's a shame. I mean, Couple, I think, jinxed him because of the commentator.
Damn.
Well done, Couple. But he was having an incredibly clean race. And unfortunately, it's all gone to Hamilton.
I was expecting a two-stop from him anyway. Is that not right? I mean, he was on 17-lap old mediums.
He was on old stuff. Yeah, I think he was just going to go on to soft tires and take them to the end after 1 or 2 laps, but he's being forced to pit a few laps early. He's opting to take his soft tires right now to 17 laps, which is ballsy to say the least.
I mean, if they can go 15 with full fuel, I think 16, 17 is probably stretching a bit too much, but he might just be able to get away with it.
As we say that, Chris Byte does overtake Faizan, because Faizan has stretched his stint, and the leaders are now going through him as they would a back marker almost. But this will all come back to Faizan towards the end of the race, but it all depends on how much time he's lost. Yep. But the top 10 order is settling down. Crispa has dropped a few positions to P5. Abhi is the biggest gainer of the pit stop phase. He's on those hard tires, used BK19's pace to sort of get pulled up further and further. And it's clear that he is now sitting pretty for the podium. Could we see the penalty status of Abhi, if that's okay, Kapil?
For Abhi, let's just wait for this move to settle down.
Sure, of course. Actually, I can check the penalty. You stay on board with that.
I was going to say yes.
I am in the lobby. I completely forgot.
I also noticed Faizan being Faizan, old, extending the hard stint. Oh, is that Faizan? No, that's just shifted now.
Yep.
No, that is Faizan as well as Monk. Okay, both of them. starting on the hards.
Abhi has one warning.
Oh,
Inc-
great switchback by Abarpan. He's still got the move on Piyush. Completely selling him that corner, but he takes it swiftly back. There's a great battle going on between these two right now for P12. Yes, you were saying?
Nope. Red Devil has a shit ton of penalties. Abhi has 0. I'm just going to check on board with BK, but this may be a huge deciding factor in the final result because BK has 2 penalties as well. So Abhi is looking good for P2 right now.
Hmm. Good, great race as usual for the Ferrari boys.
Can we go on board with Thermo? He's using his fresh. Oh, actually, Piyush is on the back of a Barban as we speak.
These boys have been battling him for the entire lap. He's got no ARS left, but he's pushing all the way. My bad there. Going side by side into turn one going wide, one taking the position. But Piyush Gandhi's got the DRS, but none of them have the ERS left. But having said that, Thermo gets the move on Wilster. Kind of.
And that was around the outside. He was ahead before the braking zone. So those softs are really coming into a good situation right now.
Yep.
Yeah, whilst they last, he needs to make the most of them. I do expect this battle to last quite a bit.
Trying a
because
switchback, but going ahead and slamming onto his rear tire. I'm going to help Piyush Gandhi because Abarpan is going to just use that momentum to stay ahead back into P12.
Yeah, I wonder how many more laps this is going to go on for.
Talking about another battle happening on track, Madhav looks primed to overtake Faizan right now. When is Faizan going to pit? Because now he can.
Piyush lost it. You just switched it. You switched away from him just as he spun out.
Having said that's big shit. And we missed another battle. What's going on here? Roshala is moved up into P6. Now away from Faizan on those super old hard tires. Probably going to be making a stop any time now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we also missed Rambo's move on Rebel.
On Rebel, not too sure. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, Rebel was right behind Abarpan.
Another block pass there, but Don driving around the outside, but cannot get the traction
Very
enough.
Max Verstappen-like move.
Yes, indeed. We saw a lot of that yesterday in Tier 1. So people are really looking after that as a signature move in Austria. Rant severely locking up there, but with those fresher tires, going to be walking away with it. Gap is now almost 9.5 seconds between P1 and P2. Vortex is really just. I'm so happy because this is something that I've been expecting from him all season long, and he's just been disappointing over and over again with his ridiculously, unbelievably stupid strategies. But
Really?
once he does get that fresh air, he does make it a point to drive the way he should be. And I'm happy that he's brought it home in the lead so far. But then yes, there's still a long way to go. So stay tuned to find out whether he can seal the deal or not. battles.
Nobody running. Yeah, none of them really going on at the moment. Nobody really running closely compared to anyone else.
Still slowly racking up. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. Black Sheep, walk me through it.
Penalty situation?
Yep.
I'm not in the game, couple. I think Mara will have to do
Let me do that.
Yeah.
So Vortex has.
Sorry, before you do that, I noticed Harry Rocks had left the session. Does he need
I'm
to invite?
I'm inviting him already. Don't worry about that.
Just a moment.
I have invited him. Awesome.
I know,
So,
just a second. Penalty situation is visible to you, Black Sheep. You could just be so kind. On your top right.
So Vortex has 0 seconds. He's got 1 warning, in fact. I think 2 warnings. BK19 has 6 seconds of penalties, and as we say that, Vortex picks up his 3rd warning and goes into. Oh wait, I think he's got enough of a gap. Either way, Abhi right now still has 0 penalties, and I think he had 1 warning last time I checked. But anybody's guess. Red Devil has 9 seconds. Chris Bai has 15. Okay. Madhav has 9, so he's going to drop back a few positions. But as I say that, the car behind him does pit. 5 and finally coming off those old hard tires.
Rox is back.
Harrier, he's back, but he's back with 6 seconds of penalties and dropped even more time as a result of leaving. Monk has. If you go back to Monk, please. 3 seconds. Thermo has 6. Wilster has 3. But yeah, Abarpan has 3 and
Three.
Faizan has 9 seconds. We already saw that. Faizan got double the attention because he pitted. Rambo's got 3 seconds.
He deserves
Rambo,
it.
yeah, he'll be the driver to watch out for from now because he's gonna come charging through the grid.
Yep.
Talking about coming charging through the field, I would have expected a bit more from Thermo on the softs. He doesn't seem to be closing the gap on Monk. It's hovering over 2.5 seconds for the last few laps.
And not just that, I think the car in front of him is on 24 lap old hard tires.
Exactly. Yep.
Chris Boy really taking liberty on that first turn. He's racking up a lot of points just up there itself, I believe, because he's been taking that very shallow line and cutting across that turn all race long, and as a result of that, he's got 15 seconds of penalties. That's really going to hurt him at the end of the race.
The lapped car of Piyush Kambi, however, helping him quite a lot with the DRS. 3 straights in a row now. Yeah, he had the DRS on. Yeah.
Did he though? But
Is that Piyush spinning another time, or was he getting out of the way? Okay.
Faizan making a move on Abarpan, going side by side, but Abarpan going really deep, and that's just gifting the position to Faizan. And having said that, Rambo now is trying to pick up the slack and probably make it a double overtake for McLaren on Mercedes. Yeah, nice new rivalry that's going to be turning out next season, so we'll be looking forward to that as well. But having said that, Chris Bai is now back on the gearbox of Red Devil, and Piyush Gandhi has retired from the session in the pits. He's had enough. Shame for
I
him.
did think he had another spin, to be honest. Maybe he's had enough. Chris Bai does make the move, goes past, but he's on the outside of the track. Doesn't really leave a lot of room for the Red Devil. Convincingly done, actually, around the outside.
Yep. Just Red Devil unable to get good traction out of turn 3, and that really compromises line or his getaway at the crucial moment, and that cost him the position. Monk now starting the circus show with a set of intermediate tires. Let's go! So,
How does that happen?
well, we can only ask him and Rand because those two are the
I can only
experienced
imagine that
players.
he's probably trying to switch them on to softs or something that the game had on.
Beautiful traction out of turn 3. Great line. Just sweeping lines there. Fantastic show from him. But Red Devil now not able to get back on to Chris Bai there. That's surprising, the pace difference. Maybe Red Devil had a bit of an off, maybe losing a chunk of time, over a second and a half in the last lap. So not looking too good for him. But having said that, Harry Rocks is now even closer to BK19 on this next lap. Let's see if we can go to make the move into turn 3. Nope. Nice wide line, trying to get that exit. Struggling with the traction because of his early dosage of throttle and overtake. And unfortunately, BK19 gets a much better exit, and he's going to be driving away right now. But still not out of the woods yet for him. Having said that, Wilster G on that split strategy from his teammate, starting out on the mediums and now on to the hard tires. I don't know, because he's got 1 lap old soft. He might have just done a 2-stopper, but he's gone ahead and re-overtaken his teammate back into P12. Great qualifying for him, but unfortunately, because of collisions in lap 1, he's tumbled on the field and he's in P12.
Monk finally making the right call with the softs. He's pitted.
And learns from his mistakes. Good for him.
Yeah, I guess the track just wasn't ready for him. It's just, yeah.
just a little early, maybe in 3 days' time.
Did Alpha hire a Ferrari challenger by any chance?
Oh, I don't know, maybe the. Oh, I don't know where I'm going with this. They
No, I'll
just.
tell you what they did.
But I
They
think
hired
you
the
missed something,
Ferrari
right?
pit crew.
I think you missed
Ah.
something. BK19 pitted onto fresh soft tires.
No, no, no. There is a bit of an issue. We don't know the condition of his tires, but I can confirm that this is not his first lap on those medium tires. He is putting medium purple sector, but he's already done a couple of laps on those. I believe it could be as
He's on
much as
soft tires,
10.
isn't he?
He is. I don't know. I don't know what tire he's supposed to be on because.
Let me just check the race director and
Yeah,
confirm on
he
that.
will.
He's on, so he's gone from softs to mediums to softs. I think he may have had damage of sorts because, no, he didn't. He just had a very normal pit lap. So he's chosen to go into soft tires. Is he just going for the fastest lap of the race?
He's just got it. But that would be a very interesting decision considering how well he was doing in P2.
Well, beautiful strategies all over the grid. Great to see.
Mr. G bringing up the competition back at the other challenger. Sorry, PK19 is a tier 2 driver now, my apologies, but Mr. G now has the fastest lap with those 3-lap old soft tires. So probably with these two we'll be duking it out to the end of the race. Just wait and watch who gets it at the end. Apologies for the background noise. Somebody's a little too
Let me just double
excited
check,
for that fastest lap.
Is Woltech still on 3 seconds? Do you want to switch to him? Yes, he is. Okay.
Yep. Abhi has done well keeping his race clean, but his reward for that is P2. Vortex has had an unassailable lead from the start of the race. Really dominant performance.
Dawn 29 getting a 3-second time penalty. That is, man, what's going on with your team, Mara? Give us some insights on why it's not working out with Piyush Gandhi having his retirement and Dawn again with another not so stellar performance.
Well, unlike I think real life, Austria really isn't a strong track for the Renault drivers. But don't worry, we'll come back strong.
Maybe you should up the stake and offer to make a tattoo if Dawn gets onto the podium. That could definitely be something they might look forward to.
Yep. I think that we definitely take a page of Daniel Ricciardo since he makes he's a very calm and collected driver in his mannerisms. Yeah, totally a process I would follow and a driver I follow. Yeah. I'm joking. Let's go on board with Wilson G. He seems to be the only driver within DRS of another car, and not just that, he's on fresh soft tires to top it off. So he's actually, I don't think he will have a problem getting this overtake done. But currently he is 1.6 seconds off the McLaren with McLaren of Rambo with 4 laps to go. Do you think that Wilster will get into the points?
Well, considering the pace that he's got from qualifying, he definitely has it in him. So now he's definitely sizing up that move. It's going to be an easy pass. I don't think Abapan is going to battle him too hard for his position. Trying to go for around the outside, but simply not doing it. And this to G up into P11. Let's hope that he can get one more position. What's his penalty situation? Will says.
He's got 6 seconds.
And Rambo has
6 seconds. It's a fight on track. It's like we like.
Having said that, BK19 is going to go make an overtake on a championship leader. It's going to be a piece of cake with those almost 14 lap fresher 2 compound fresher tires, and that's a very easy move indeed. What about the penalty situation between these two? Can Shalalak get some position at the end?
No, I think Shalalak is on 9 and BK is on 6.
That's not good for him. That's not good. But then he shoves it down the inside saying, hey, it's my race. Back off. But BK9 is like, nah bruh, you just don't have it in you. It's not your day. And he's just walking away with it. Look at him, just round the outside casually with that soft tire saying, nah. But having said that, Mr. J makes the move on Rambo. Moves up into P10, into the points paying position. Great move by him. Bit of lag spike for Rambo, not helping his case. But yeah, that's that.
Are you okay?
Just in
Okay,
my
come
groove,
on.
mate. Don't destroy my mojo, please.
Okay.
Despite what you think, don't drink and drive, folks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Drink and commentate. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
drink and conversate. Yes,
absolutely.
that's extremely entertaining. Yeah.
Things seem to be cooling down everywhere else on the grid. We've got an offing from
Alpha
Day.
Romeo. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Was it for him, but Shalalurk is not giving up. He's still in DRS contention with BK19, and we've got 3 laps to go. B17 has put in a great second half, if I may, or maybe just overtakes is taking it easy, but I hope he doesn't take it too easy because it could bite him at the end of all of this. But having said that, the gap is still hovering around the 9-second mark. I just hope that he keeps it clean and comes out of it with as a race winner in Tier 2 finally. But having said that, BK19 gets a 3-second time penalty, and that is equal positioning for Shalalurk and BK19. But having said that, Shalalurk is just out of DRS zone right now, and that's really going to hurt him. But having said that, Harry Rocks is way too far behind. I don't even know why I brought it up, but another offing. That's Dawn 29.
That's
Ah, damn. You gonna have a word with him later on, Mara?
I'm not his dad, I'm just his teammate.
You're not his teammate, you're his boss.
I'm not a team principal either.
Should be.
No.
Well, he's got a lot of damage. Probably will. It's too late to become in either. But we've got another offing with Rant. Oh boy, this is Sector 2 really seem to be getting everyone off guard right now. Any thoughts
He's
on
on
that?
fresh softs as well. I'm not sure what's happening with that.
Yeah, I think Kapil, one thing we spoke about earlier is how this track is. I think actually we missed it at the start of the session. Kapil and I were discussing how this track you have to use quite a few of the curbs through Sector 1, through Sector 2, and I think it tends to catch drivers out. But let's go on board with, actually we are on board with BK19 because because I think Red Devil has a significant number of penalties as well. He's got 4 cases out of 5. Red Devil has 15 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, I think it's not gone too badly for BK. He's gonna probably end up on the podium.
He doesn't even need
racks
to
up.
overtake. He doesn't even need to overtake.
Yeah, unless he racks up a whole lot of penalties.
We've got 2 more retirees in the last lap. We've got Rant and Dawn pitting.
Can we go on board with Chris Pye for a second? I just want to see how many penalties here. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Having said that, whoa, Vortex, can he do the last corner? Yes, he can. He's going to be a race winner here in Tier 2. The Red Bull takes the top step. RB17, great race from him, starting P7. Kept it clean and a fabulous podium for the Ferrari driver. Chris Pye going to beat P3 on track, but BK19's lost it somewhere. That is so bad considering the number of penalties. Shalalurk takes the podium with his fantastically clean driving. This man is definitely never out of contention. I don't know how he does it, but Harry Rocks crosses the line, finishes P6. What can you say, ladies and gentlemen? Shalalurk
Was that
from
the
P5.
Was that the final corner BK19 lost it at?
I think he lost out with turn 9 and sort
I
of
see.
gone towards the pit lane. But I am speechless right
Amazing.
now. The man had a podium,
Yeah.
an easy podium
Yeah.
in the bag.
On a plate.
Yeah.
Be interested to see what went wrong. Where did it go all wrong? But that is your race, ladies and gentlemen, of the Austrian Grand Prix. What to do? What to say? Shalalurk, your driver of the day. Well, what about you, gentlemen? Do you concur with the game?
For me, it's RB17. Brilliant drive from the man. What is the celebration?
Man's happy to be on the top step finally.
we need to take away Vortex's race win for that because okay.
Let's bring on the podium boys for an interview.
Let me just drag them into the commentary box. But until then, Black Sheep, who is your driver today?
Happy along the race, but I guess agree with you. Starting P7, keeping it clean, getting P2. Yeah, well deserved, I think, Abhi.
Good.
Yeah.
For me, it'd probably be my teammate, Vortex. I'm just so thrilled that he got to keep it and just finish on the points for once. I'm just more than elated for him. But yeah, that has been great race from him. So let's move on to the podium ceremony.
Yeah, we don't have the race winner with us just yet. He is currently not in any VC, so it's going to take a while to get him in. But until then, congratulations, Abhi and Madhav. Starting with you, Madhav, did you actually think you'd get a penalty? Did you know, get a podium? Did you know the penalty situations of all the drivers ahead?
No, I thought I would be just P6, and then I saw BK crashing out like into the pit entry on the last lap, and I was just so confused. Like I was like, what the hell happened? How did I get P3? I was so many positions down.
Yep. That was an incredible and surprise for us. I think once the BK19 crash, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. And then we knew you were 9 seconds of penalties, but little did we think you'd be jumping all the drivers ahead up to P3. So that kudos to you, keeping it relatively clean or cleaner than other drivers. And what happened in quali? You didn't have a very mm, championship
Uh,
leading quali performance. So what happened to you there?
so basically, what happened was I messed up turn two on all three of my runs. So that set the tone for the rest of the race.
Yeah, quali can be very temperamental at times. But moving on to a Ferrari driver, Abhi, we saw you gain. Congratulations on P2. We saw you gain a shit ton of positions around the pit stop phase. Was that your plan? What was happening during that whole phase? Because we didn't catch all of them.
Yeah, Soft Hearts was a plan. Lap 12 pit, and then we knew these two were fighting. I don't know who, Chris By and Red Devil, I believe. They were fighting too hard. They were kind of slowing me down also. So then we went for an undercut, and it worked out just fine.
Yeah. I think did you plan to battle with BK19 after the pit stop because you knew that he was on used mediums and you were on. Oh, sorry, you won same lap old hard versus medium tires. So obviously the race would come to you at the end. Were you planning on battling him then at all, or was it a strategic move by you?
No,
Sorry,
I was told not to fight.
told by whom?
Yeah,
Harry?
race engineer, not so masum. So it's like the mediums are gonna wear off. So don't waste your time fighting him. Keep within DRS range
Yeah.
maybe. So that was the plan. I did that for like 2-3 laps, I believe, and then he just got better off me. Then.
And I think as the race was always going to come to you at the end, so you have the smartest person, at least the person who knows most about the game, in your race engineering team. So Ferrari strategy is working out here. Congratulations.
Yep.
Moving on to race winner. In fact, Kapil, he's your teammate. Why don't you do the honors? I think it's teammate to teammate is going to be far nicer.
Vortex, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
We did it! Finally!
Yes, I prayed
Finally!
to Max Verstappen.
Yes. Dedicated to him. So, how was your race? Just walk us through everything that happened. What went through your
I
mind?
mean, it's not much. It's just tire conservation GP for me, and just try my best to keep out of penalties. That's literally what I did. I was going like half a second to a second slower than what I did yesterday in practice. But yeah, I think it was a really static race, but I really enjoyed it. The only reason I think I won this GP is because I did any sort of practice yesterday. Without that, I don't think I would have been even in top 10 because it's so competitive throughout the grid, especially in qualifying. I didn't expect people to be so close to each other. It was really fun.
Absolutely. And how happy were you when you came out of the pits and you were just in front of Faizan? Of course, he didn't have. I'm not sure if it was Faizan or someone else, but you just came out ahead in in clean air ahead of the competition. How happy were you to in that point of time?
Yeah, I think I was actually not supposed to come ahead, but I realized that there was some gap, so I tried to push at before the lap, the in lap, so I could get the right amount of gap to get ahead of him, and yeah, just defended it going into second turn, third turn,
Awesome,
sorry.
awesome. So even Thermo had a decent race up until probably the last stages of it. So awesome race from Red Bull. Finally a good showing from them. Let's hope that you can keep up this pressure because I know you've got a lot in you and you want to show that. So congratulations again. Um,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
sure, mate.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about wraps it up for us in the Austrian
Well,
GP at
well,
IRC.
actually, before we wrap up, question for you, War Vortex. I think not many drivers have the pace of Madhav this season. Uh, it's a big lead. I know you weren't there for a few races, but it's a big lead to overcome. Do you think you'd be able to? But it's a long season. Do you think you'll be able to catch Madhav before the end of the season, or do you think that he has too much of a control on the championship?
I think if I like concentrate and have like I did with this race, like practice beforehand and everything sort out, like my internet issues or my game issues, then I think I have the pace to beat Madhav. But obviously there are a lot of things going on personally, and obviously I don't have the best of the equipment, so I'm trying my best to participate in every GP and then uh, maximize everything I can.
Well, you certainly have the talent, but Madhav is not going to be a walkover by any stretch of imagination. So we're looking forward to interesting season ahead. So, couple, let's wrap up. I think that was one final question for the race winner and P3 as well.
Yeah, an exciting race, for no doubt about that. So anyways, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We've got one more week before our second break of the season. So do stay tuned for ACC on Thursday night. We are back to another British circuit, which is Brands Hatch this time around for round 9, and then again for round 12 next Friday onwards. So, thank you again for tuning in and watching. Stay safe and see you next time.